Okay, second time lucky. Here we go. Scenario 4 of the Forgotten Age using the Ultimatum of Chaos for Arkham Holiday Chaos 2019. This is my second attempt at the stream because when I started a few minutes ago I remembered I hadn't upgraded my deck from the previous scenario. That won't do at all. So, here we go. I'm all ready now. I've got Ursula. She has 1 mental trauma. I've upgraded to a higher education. I have 5 XP and I've put 2 in the nose in, and I've removed a knowledge is power and an inquiring mind, I think. Okay. Apologies if the lighting isn't brilliant. I am recording a bit later in the day than I usually do. It's 3:30 p.m. And it'll probably start getting dusky soon. Okay, so let's see where we are. Scenario 4, the boundary beyond. Right, first of all we have an interlude to do, not an interlude, a resupply point. I've already chosen my resupplies. I have gone for the chalk, the compass, the pickaxe and the pocket knife. 8 points in total. Most of those help me on at least 2 different scenarios in some way or another. So let's see how we get on with those. So scenario 4, the boundary beyond. Rays of yellow sunlight beat down on you from above as your car speeds down the dusty highways of southern Texas, just outside of San Antonio. It has been several days since you hit the road from Arkham on your way to Mexico City, where you may be able to get answers from some of Alejandro's associates, or even better, from his adversaries in academia. Your recent investigations in Arkham uncovered much, but despite all the knowledge you laid bare, the trail went cold soon after. The Brotherhood that you exposed in Arkham has all but vanished from the city. Its members left behind little information as to their next objective, other than the name, the Nexus of Unkai, a place of power that Ichitaka believes is the Brotherhood's ultimate destination. Enigmatic as ever, the Etsley warrior sits in the passenger seat next to you. She is tense and coiled like a spring, the Ford's leather seat offering her little comfort. So, first of all, we need to check the campaign log. Did we forge a bond with Ichitaka, or is she in the dark? She is in the dark, so we read Silent Journey. Ichitaka is quiet and pensive for the majority of your journey. Your questions are met with a wall of silence and a steely glare. Whatever she has planned, you are being left in the dark. Each investigator begins this scenario with 2 fewer cards in his or her hands. So I'm just sticking 2 damage tokens on there to remind me to draw 2 fewer. Did we find the missing relic? I believe we did. Yes, we did. So we read Arcane Plumbing. Throughout the journey south, the device you recovered from the clutches of the Brotherhood continues its endless humming, wrapped in a thin bedsheet on the back seat of your car. Your understanding of the relic's nature is deepening. The investigator with the Relic of Ages, a device of some sort, in his or her deck swaps it with the new version included with this Mythos pack, Relic of the Ages. Okay, I don't appear to have it. That is a good start. I wonder if I've accidentally sleeved it as a encounter card and shuffled it in here. This is a good start, isn't it? No. It said it's included with this Mythos pack. This could be interesting. So let's first of all take the one out we're supposed to be taking out. Relic of Ages, a device of some sort. I haven't accidentally already put it in, have I? No. I found it away in the wrong scenario. Excuse me with my glowing pink books. Yeah, I put it in Heart of the Elders by mistake. Forestalling the Future, that's the right one. So that goes out, and Forestalling the Future goes in. Did we rescue Alejandro? I believe we did. He was stuck on them there train tracks, wasn't he? Yep, we rescued Alejandro. Throughout the journey, Alejandro scribbles endlessly in his journal even. The sound of pencil scratching against paper a constant reminder of his presence. He remains huddled in the back seat of the car, his knees keeping the journal still, his brows furrowed in thought. This brotherhood is the least of our concerns, he says with an air of finality. I've been trying to decrypt the glyphs the device bears. The symbols are clearly not Aztec nor Mayan, nor are they from any other Mesoamerican civilization for that matter. I believe there is some other place the relic belongs, somewhere it was taken from. Wouldn't you agree, Miss Ichtaca? Ichtaca's already grim expression grows darker, her eyes narrowing. She doesn't bother to turn around in her seat before addressing Alejandro. It belongs somewhere meddlesome scholars cannot abuse its power, she replies in a cold tone. And that is the end of the discussion. Crossing the border into Mexico is a less stressful endeavour than you imagined it to be. Due to Alejandro's connections, you are waved through customs with nary a stray glance, and soon enough you are on your way to Mexico City. Each investigator begins with 2 additional resources. So that puts us on 7 resources instead of 5. And lastly, check your supplies. Any one investigator must cross off gasoline from his or her supplies. I don't think I brought gasoline, correct? Out of gas. Fuel is a constant concern throughout your journey south. You are able to refuel several times along the way at general and hardware stores, but eventually your car putters out on the side of the road just north of the southern border. You and Ichtaca are forced to walk several miles to the nearest town to refuel, setting you back several hours. So we cannot mulligan. So I only have 3 cards and I can't mulligan. After arriving in Mexico City, you are disheartened to find very little information regarding the Brotherhood or the Nexus. You peruse the archives with the city's libraries and universities, but come up empty-handed. You can't find any of Alejandro's former colleagues in the city, and even his enemies refuse to speak to you, save for one, a woman named Padma Amrita, who studied Alejandro's work before he came to Arkham. She agrees to meet you at a trendy lounge in the southern part of the city late at night. Ichtaca remains a short distance away, observing your new informant silently. Padma knows a lot about Alejandro's research, and even claims to have heard of the Nexus of Nkay, though she refuses to tell you how to find it. It is a fool's errand, she tells you. There is nothing to find, just a myth, trust me. Many have searched for it, none have found it. You point out that the Etzli people were not a myth, and she responds with a charming smile. Perhaps not, but all this about the Etzli still being alive, undiscovered for centuries, she laughs harshly. Bourgeois, pure and simple. Come now, you don't expect real scholars to believe in that, do you? Your eyes are drawn to Ichtaca, who is overhearing the conversation with crossed arms and nails dug into her forearms. Padma's eyes wander over as well, the hint of a smirk on her lips. In any event, I apologise, but I don't have any information for you. Only a sap would continue this research any further. Good day. Padma leaves with another alluring smile, a sweet scent trailing behind her as she departs. Once she's out of sight, Ichtaca sits down next to you and you discuss your next move. After a week of failure after failure, she has grown impatient. You offer a few more suggestions regarding whom you could speak to next, but her mind is elsewhere. When you return to your hotel, she immediately retreats to her room to make preparations for tomorrow. You decide to settle in for the night, and before long your mind is meandering hazily into a dreamless slumber. In the far recesses of your awareness, however, you can hear Ichtaca reciting a cryptic incantation. Okay, so I've gathered the relevant encounter sets together, shuffled them. We get the Narcotic Brotherhood and Dark Cult encounter sets because we have 2 cultist tokens in our bag. We don't get the Ygg's Venom and Guardian ×1 because we only have 1 tablet token. I have the locations in play. I've created the exploration deck, the one with the arrow pointing at it. Padma is out of play, Act 3A and Agenda 3A are out of play, and the poisoned weaknesses are out of play. So, we are ready to go. There's a note here on replacing locations. When a location is placed on top of a location that is already in play, it takes its place. All tokens, attachments, investigators, enemies, and other cards at the former location are considered to now be at the new location. They have not moved, the location simply changed. If a location leaves play and there is another location underneath it, that location takes its place. All tokens, attachments, investigators, enemies, and other cards at the location leaving play are now considered to be at the former location. Okay, so I think we're ready to go. Just bear with me one moment, I just have a text message I have to deal with urgently. I'm back. Right, ready to start. Although I didn't read my starting location, I think if I remember right I have a choice of two. We can start in either Zocalo or Coyoacan. I do apologise if I'm butchering these pronunciations, so either of those two middle locations my choice. So, where shall we go? They're both Mexico City present day. One is the main square in central Mexico City. The other is sort of a historic area with narrow cobblestone streets. Let's go to the main square. I will deal my opening 3 cards. I get Flashlight, Segment of Onyx, we don't get a weakness, and Eureka. Right, well if you've been following any of the streams, I'm determined at some point to try this Segment of Onyx business out, but it's not actually come to pass yet. So, who knows, it might work this time. Right, this also scuppers my higher education from turn 1 because I don't have enough cards in hand to be able to trigger it. So, let's reveal our opening location, Zocalo. Also, let's read our agenda and our act. The boundary, broken. Ichitaka is already up and about when you awaken, donning her traditional armour, her bow on her back and long blade at her side. Something is wrong, she states cryptically. I only meant to peer through the boundary. Her eyes are bloodshot, her face pale as a ghost. You suspect she hadn't slept all night. It matters not. It is time you witnessed the fate that will befall humanity if we fail. So we have a doom threshold of 8. Act 1A. As you depart the hotel, crossing the threshold. As you depart the hotel, you realise the landscape of the city has been altered. Silver lightning crackles in the sky overhead, and the earth rumbles deep below your feet. Monstrous polypus entities float just below the clouds. What is going on? You yell to Ichitaka over the whistling wind. What is this place? One future, she replies enigmatically. Objective. After the first Tenochtitlan location, enters play by exploring successfully. Advance. Oh, I've got notifications going off everywhere. Right, so Zocalo has a Shroud of 3 and no clues. As an action, I can discard cards with a total combined cost of 5 to explore. Draw the top card of the exploration deck, and if it matches, I place it on top of this location. If it matches this, so okay. So we are exploring alternate versions of the locations we are at, it seems. Well, I don't have cards in hand to the value of 5. So, I'm assuming each location has some form of explore mechanism like that. Let's see. Let's move to Zocimilico. Action 1, move. Reveal Zocimilico. While we are at the X place, you cannot gain resources. As an action, I can spend 3 resources to explore. I think I shall do that. 3 resources to explore. It is not a matching location. I'm looking for the heart. There we are, the heart. Draw the top card of the exploration deck. If it is a location with a matching location, place it on top of this location, taking its place. After Lake Zocimilico enters play, each investigator at this location loses all of his or her remaining actions. And while I am investigating, it gets +2 Shroud for each action you have remaining. That is 1 clue. So I have lost all my actions, and anyway, the first Techno... I can't say this. Tenochtitlan. Techno. In the distance, light seeps through a wide crack in the ground. As you approach it, you realise the chasm is not natural at all. Below, you see the sky as if you were peering into a reflection of the clouds above. Wisps of grey smoke emerge from the chasm, giving off a familiar bittersweet scent. You step through and resist the urge to vomit as the world spins upside down. When you open your eyes again, you are in another place, not somewhere, but somewhen. The investigator who just put a Techno location into play by successfully exploring must test head of 4. My head is 3. If he or she fails, she must search the collection for random madness or injury weakness and shuffle it into his or her decks. Be aware the location connections are different on Techno locations. So yes, this, although it says it is different, this still connects to those same 2 locations. Right, test head of 4. My head is 3. I can commit a Eureka for 1. I don't want to use my segment Oryx, but I think I may as well. 2. I don't want an extra weakness if I can help it. Shall I, or shall I go 4 on 4? No, 5 on 4. 5 on 4. Skull is -1 or -3 if you're at an ancient location. So I've still failed. So I need to search my collection for a random basic madness or injury weakness. Just 1 minute. 1 collection. So it's madness or injury. Right, madness, injury, madness, they call it madness. Well, for this is madness. Well, no one filled with gladness. It's gonna be rougher. It's gonna be tougher. And I won't be the one. Who's gonna suffer? Or at least there won't be until I reveal what it is, and it is Chronophobia. I've just probably broke some copyright laws there by singing. Okay, so I have added Chronophobia. Let me just add it to my campaign. Sorry, I just got to reply to another text. My daughter's having problems with her car. Right. Arkham cards. Campaign. Edit deck. So we are adding in Chrono. I've got a song going on right now. They were both spent, so I have purely left a single card in hand. I've lost the rest of my actions, and we are now on Act 2A, past and present. Is this real or a vision? Either way, the secrets of the ancients may hold the key to finding the nexus of Objective, find the path to the nexus by discovering all of the clues from as many different techno locations as you can before time runs out. If there are 6 techno locations in play with no clues on them, advance. Right. There we have no enemies in play yet. Nothing to ready. This is my hand. Card and a resource. I draw Pathfinder and take a resource. We place 1 doom on the agenda, which puts us at 1 out of 8. And our encounter card is a Serpent of Techno. So while it is an ancient location with clues on it, which it is, it gains Retaliate and Alert. Otherwise, it gains Hunter. So it's got Retaliate and Alert while there are clues, and then Hunter while there aren't. And after it deals me damage, I get poisoned. Oh, this is not much fun at all. Particularly seeing as I cannot fight. Right, what we're going to do here then, I'm going to have to try and evade this fella. Don't really want to throw my Pathfinder in for it. And I don't want to take an attack of opportunity, so I'm going to have to evade a 4 and a 3. Zero, that's success, so he is evaded. My second action, I'm going to pay 3 for Pathfinder. And then my third action is to investigate. It gets +2 Shroud for each action I have remaining. This is my final action, so I have no actions remaining. So it's a 2. I'm investigating a 4 and a 2. 0 again. I have my first clue. We had dealt with our first techno location. Okay. So that's my 3 turns. Right, Hunter enemies move. There are no Hunter enemies in play. There are no ready cards. So he readies and he re-engages. Card and a resource. I draw Haunted. I get -1 to each of my skills. Great. And a resource, of course. Push that up slightly so you can actually see what I've got there. can't see the Pathfinder because of the light. Never mind. Okay, we've got my cardinal resource. Doom, that flips to 2 out of 8. Apologies for the low light casting shadows across my table. Our encounter is Hand of the Brotherhood. He spawns at any empty location. So, has he got a hunter? No. I'll place him here. I'm going to have to deal with him. No, I won't place him now. I'll place... Oh, what shall I do with him? Because he's got a forced ability of if the last clue is discovered from an ancient location and he is ready, he gets a doom put on him. While he is ready, action and reaction abilities on its location and connecting locations cannot be triggered. So ideally I need to put him somewhere, one of these two end ones, then he's only affecting 2 locations then. I'll put him in the cathedral. I'm sure I'll regret that later. I regret every decision. Right, action 1. I've got this snake fella to deal with again with rubbish skills. Let's try and evade. Has he got alerts? He has got alerts, which means he will attack me back if I fail this evade. Well, there's nothing I can do. I've got no cards to commit. I've only got 1 card in hand. Not that higher education would help anyway. So we'll go away 3 on a 3, thanks to the being haunted. 3 on a 3. Huh. He's evaded again, so that's my first action. I want to get rid of this, but I don't want to be stuck here, so I'm going to move now. Action 2, move. As an action, I can take a damage or a horror to explore. So that was my first action, was evade. My second action... No, I'm going to exhaust that for my second action, so that was a free move into Koyakan. My second action will be to take the aforementioned damage and draw an explore card. So square, no. Triangle, no, I'm looking for the star. Circle, no, I'm looking for the star. Square again. Come on, give me the star. It's bound to be a treachery now, isn't it? Triangle. I did shuffle these. Star, star, give me the star. Window to another time. Revelation, I must choose and shuffle an ancient location back into the exploration deck or place 1 doom on the current agenda. I'm gonna doom it. I'm gonna doom it. Doom! So it's 3 out of 8. So that was a failed investigate. For my second action. Do I do it again? If I remember right, there were 5 treacheries. Was it 5? I think it was 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. There's 14 cards there, and there were 12 locations, of which 1 is out. So let's take another damage, and we shall explore. Heart. We want the star. Circle, square, tearing time. Test head of 3. For each point I fail by, I lose an action or take a horror. My head is 3, so it's a 3 on a 3. Cultist, reveal another token. +1, that's a pass. I know I'm playing on easy with an easy chaos bag, but I'm not used to this bag being kind to me. So that was my third action. Onto enemy's move. He's not a hunter. Nobody attacks. Ready card, so he's ready as sat there, but he now has hunter because there are no clues at his ancient location. Carding a resource, I draw unexpected courage in the bagging area. My Pathfinder readies as well, and I get a resource. Doom flips to 4 out of 8, and I draw an encounter, which is bound to be another monster, isn't it? Oh, creeping poison. Each investigator who is poisoned takes the damage. I am not poisoned, but it has surge, and it's an acolyte. Spawn at any empty location, and after he enters play, place a doom on him. I place him at here, Chipotle Park. So we're now at 2, 4, 5 doom in play, out of 8. Right, first action. I'm going to have to try again and take another. I'll take a horror this time. Let's take a horror to explore. We're looking for the star. Oh, hang on, I didn't shuffle the old locations back in. There's definitely a star in here, isn't it? Yes, there's one. Yep, there's 2 star locations in there. Okay, let's try again. Explore. Circle. Heart. Circle. Star. Sacred Woods. Shroud of Floor. 1 clue. After he enters play, each investigator at this location discards the top 10 cards of his or her deck. 1. Fieldwork. 2. The Relic. 3. Alejandro. 4. Logical Reasoning. 5. Emergency Quiche. 6. Tooth of Exley. 7. In the Know. 8. Reckless Assault. 9. Unexpected Courage in the bagging area, and 10. The Expedition Journal. I'm going to move because he's going to come after me now. So for my third action, so action 1 was explore. Is that right? Did I do 2 explores? I've only done 1, haven't I? So action 2, I'm going to move to the Temple Ruins. And it takes 2 actions to explore. I've got a suspicion I might be doing this explore wrong. Normal explores are you keep drawing until you find a match. These ones just say draw the top card. Anyway. Right, Action 3, I'm just going to draw a card. It's Dr. Milan. Right, Hunter enemies move, so he comes this way, or shall I come this way? He'll come this way. Nobody attacks. Nothing to ready. Card. Call of the Unknown. At the beginning of my turn, I choose a location other than the one I'm at. If I did not successfully investigate it, I take 2 horror and shuffle it back into my deck. That seems unfair. And the resource. Nearly always forget the resource. Doom. We go to total of 6 out of 8. And my encounter card is Shadowed. If there are no cultist enemies in play, take a horror and gain surge. Otherwise, I find the nearest cultist enemy. So these two are both the same distance from me. And place a doom on it and test head, where head is its fight. So I think I'm going to do that one. And if I fail, take 2 horror. That is nice. Place a doom on it. So now we're at 7 out of 8. And I test head of 2. My head is 3, but my lose 1 through Haunted. 2. Let's throw the Unexpected Courage in. So 4. 4 and a 2. 0. That's a pass. Right. So it's 2 actions to draw to explore the temple ruins. Let's put these back again, eh? So 2 actions to explore. Boom. Square. Star. Lost in Time. Shuffle a non-story asset you control into your deck, moving more damage and horror onto your investigator. If no asset is shuffled into your deck, choose and discard 3 cards from your hand. Well, I only have 1 non-story asset in play. It's Pathfinder, so that's going to have to be shuffled back into my deck. And I must be getting to the point now where I've cleaned the exploration deck out of Treacherous. There's probably only 1 left in there now, I think. But I've taken 2 actions to explore, so I can't explore again. And now I also cannot move to where the serpent will not move in and hit me and poison me. Oh, and I didn't choose a location. It doesn't matter which one I choose. Let's say that one, because I wasn't doing any investigating anyway. If you did not successfully investigate, take 2 horror, shuffle it back into my deck. Wow, I'm at 6 out of 7 horror. This is... no, I can't be at 6 out of 7. That was 2 individual horror, wasn't it? So I'm taking 2. Call of the Unknown goes back into my deck. So 4 out of 7 horror. Yeah, I had 1 horror as a trauma, and then I took 1 for the exploring business. I have 1 action left. I will pay 4 to equip Dr. Milan. Right, onto enemy's move, so he moves in here, engages me. He is not a hunter, he is not a hunter. Enemy's attack, One of each. That's only 3. This is going to be over quite quickly, I think. And after he deals me damage, if I am not poisoned, I become poisoned. Right, ready card. Nothing to ready, really. Card and a resource. Again, medical text. Doom. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're at 8 now. So the agenda advances. If the Harbinger is still alive, she is. Following no telltale flash of light, a sudden explosion of thunder blasts across the sky, causing you to jump in shock. As though drawn from the sound, a streak of silver lightning crashes down from the clouds, ripping a tear in the world before you. Through this tear, a familiar creature emerges. It hisses in anger and raises its gilded spear to attack even. Search the collection for the Harbinger and spawn it at a location farthest from all investigators. If there are 6 or more tally marks under Yix Fiori, 15. It enters play at the lead investigator's location instead. It enters play with the damage equal to what was recorded on it, which was 0. Yeah, Harbinger, Bingy, yeah, Harbinger, Bingy. Where are you? She's in here somewhere. I don't know why I've decided that the Harbinger is a she, but there you go. There she is. And she is engaged with me at my location. Right. After she successfully attacked or evaded, I place a resource on her, and if there are 2 resources, she vanishes in a sinister hiss. I think I die this round. This is going spectacularly badly. Right. I haven't drawn my encounter card yet. It's going to be another enemy, isn't it? Brotherhood Cultist. Yeah, I think this might be it. Action 1. Now my sanity is at 5 out of 7. At least I could stick some on Dr. Christopher. Part of me thinks I should start with the easy ones. Easy? So I'm going to evade the Brotherhood Cultist. I am 4, I lose 1 for Haunted, so that's 3 on a 2. That's a fail. I try again. 3 on a 2. +1. He is evaded. So now, do I try the Harbinger, who has alert, so he will hit me, she will hit me back? Or do I do the Serpent, who does not have alert? But if I don't do them both, or either of them, I die this round. I'm going to go for the Harbinger because that's the biggest damage to me. So it's a 3 on a 3 with nothing I could boost it by. 3 on a 3. This will be the end of the game if this fails. Skull -1, so I fail by 1. She does an alert, which gives me 2 extra damage. And 2 horror. I may as well kill off Christopher with the 2 horror. In fact, 1 of the damage and the 2 horrors. So that was 2 actions. Third action, I'm going to have to try again because if I can't evade, well, if I evade the Harbinger, that's 1 of each damage and I survive, but if I evade the Serpent, that's 2 of each and I die. So I've got to evade the Harbinger. 3 on a 3, evade. And are we ready for game over? 3 over 3, evade. Wow. The Harbinger is evaded, and I put a resource on her to show that she has been evaded once. I lost my Pathfinder, otherwise I could have legged it. Oh no, I can't leg it because I've still got the Serpent. But that's my third action taken. Is that right? I evaded the Cultist, and I had 2 goes at evading the Harbinger, yeah. Hunter enemies move. We have no Hunter enemies in play other than the one who's already engaged with me. Enemies attack 1 of each damage, so that goes to 5, and that goes to 6 out of 7 each. Everybody ready? So these guys come back and we repeat. Card and a resource, I draw Preposterous Sketches. Doom, we go to 1 out of 5. And an encounter. This is another enemy, Words of Power. If there are 1 or more enemies at a location with Doom on them, there are none with Doom on them. I cannot damage them or discover clues. So he poisons, and now he only gets Doom on it if I'm fighting him and I'm not fighting him. Right. And let's evade the Cultist. There's nothing here that's fast that's going to help me, is there? No. No evade icons. Let's evade the Cultist. 3 on a 2. Cultist is evaded. Action 1. I'm stuck now, aren't I? Because I'm going to use 3 actions to evade them all. And then they all come back. 3 on a 3 on the Harbinger. I'll read another token. 3 on a 3 on a Harbinger. There we go. And that's the end of the game. Right, let's see what happens. Apart from anyone watching this stream laughing uncontrollably. Right, each investor glows to be treated. When you next open your eyes, you are back in the bed of your hotel room. You raise your hand to shield your eyes from the sunlight that pierces through the bedroom curtains. The glaring light is akin to a vice crushing your temples. Thin wisps of incense smoke fill the air. Rising to your feet requires a colossal effort. A small voice in the back of your mind tells you it was all a figment of your imagination, a nightmare fueled by weariness. It is the voice of self-preservation warning you to avoid the path of lunacy you have set upon. You ignore it and rise to your feet, your legs trembling with terror and exhaustion. Quietly you call out for Ichitaka, wondering if she remembers what happened last night, or if she was even there to begin with. You find her slumped on the floor, her back against the door of the hotel room. She is unconscious and unresponsive, her face ashen. After several worrisome minutes attempting to wake her, he finally succeeds. She sputters into consciousness, coughing violently and convulsing as though possessed. The cave, the moor in the sky bathed in red. Did you see it? Your head pulses with pain as you attempt to remember the events of last night, and you shake your head. It must be the path that leads to the Nexus, she continues, gripping her head tightly with one hand. You attempt to help her to her feet, but she pushes you away. What was I thinking? The boundary is thinning. Any tension in it could have snapped. Her gaze shifts towards you. I should not have involved you in this, but like it or not, you are involved. It is too late to go back. I know where to find the Nexus. You must journey with me. If it was Act 2 when the game ended, add each techno location with no clues in it to the victory display. 1. In your campaign log, record that X paths are known to you. X is the number of techno locations in the victory display. If the Harbinger entered play, cross out the Harbinger is still alive. Oh no, if it is in the victory display. If it is in play or set aside, we record that we've done 1 damage to it. For each vengeance point we earn none this time, and we earn XP and 1 for each techno location. So 1 XP, not a lot to show. Okay, right, that's that then. Thank you for watching. Hopefully the next one will be